Daniel Cruz, 34, lived alone in apartment 308. A small, dim place on the 8th floor of an old Manila building. He worked from home, barely spoke to anyone, and hadn't visited his family in years. He liked the silence. That is, until the silence started talking back. It began with footsteps from the apartment above him. Slow, dragging footsteps. But that was impossible. Apartment 408 had been empty for months. The landlord told him the last tenant had died in the shower. Daniel just laughed it off. But then he heard the same sound every single night, always at exactly 2:37 a.m. The noise grew louder, like furniture being dragged across the floor. Sometimes he'd hear soft crying. Once, a woman's voice whispered his name from the shadows. He told himself it was just his mind playing tricks on him. After all, isolation does strange things to people. One night, there was a knock at his door. 3 sharp raps. He looked through the peephole but saw nothing. He opened the door. The hallway was empty, but his doormat was soaking wet, as if someone had been standing there, dripping water onto the floor. He quickly shut the door and locked it. Then, from right behind him, a soft voice said, "You're late again." He froze. He spun around. No one was there. The next day, Daniel installed cameras all over his apartment. One in the living room, one in his bedroom, and one facing the front door. He just wanted proof, or maybe just some peace of mind. The next morning, he checked the footage. At 2:37 a.m., the front door creaked open, all on its own. A woman in a white dress stepped inside. Her long, dark hair covered her face. She walked straight into his bedroom. Daniel stared at the screen, trembling. He was asleep in the bed while she just stood there watching him. He ran to the landlord, furious and terrified. But the landlord just looked at him, completely confused. "Sir, you live alone. You've always lived alone. There's no one in your footage." Daniel frantically checked his phone again. The video was gone, replaced by black static. That night, he woke up gasping for air. A heavy weight was crushing his chest. He couldn't move. He couldn't scream. Through the darkness, he saw her face for the first time. Pale skin with dark blood pooling under her eyes. She whispered, "You forgot me again." And then she was gone. Over the next few days, Daniel's apartment began to change. His own reflection in the mirror showed 2 people standing there. The stove would turn on by itself. An old phone he hadn't used in years kept ringing, an unknown number simply labeled love. Every time he answered, he heard his own voice, crying in agony. He stopped sleeping. He stopped eating. He started hearing her voice everywhere. "You promised. You left me. You watched me die." Then, one morning, Daniel found something under his bed. A photograph. It was him, smiling with a woman beside him. On the back, a name was written, Anna, and a date, 2020. He didn't remember her. He didn't remember ever being in love. Desperate, he went to the police. They ran a background check. Anna Rivera. Died in 2020. Found in apartment 308. Cause of passing away, self-harming. The report said she was living with her boyfriend, Daniel Cruz. He denied it all. He told them he'd only moved in a year ago. But the officer showed him something else. His own signature on the rental agreement, dated 2019. When he got home, his apartment door was already open. The TV flickered on by itself, showing the news. The headline read, "Man found lifeless in apartment 308, 1 year after girlfriend's tragic death." His heart stopped. The photo on the screen was his. He stumbled backward as the walls around him began to bleed. The air grew heavy and cold. He ran for the door, but the hallway stretched on, endlessly. Every step he took echoed with that same whisper, "You promised you'd never leave me." He fell to the floor, clutching his chest, gasping for breath. His eyes darted to the camera on the ceiling. The small red light was blinking. Then he saw the live feed on his TV. He wasn't alone. He was standing right behind himself. His double turned to the camera and smiled. "She's waiting for you." The screen went black. The next morning, neighbors complained about a foul smell and water dripping from apartment 308. When the landlord entered, he found Daniel, sitting on the edge of the bed, eyes wide open, his mouth frozen in a silent scream. The camera was still recording. The footage stopped at 2:37 a.m. No one ever rented apartment 308 again. But sometimes, late at night, tenants swear they can hear two voices arguing through the thin walls, one crying and one whispering over and over, "You forgot me again." Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more chills. Stay safe out there.